Weezer, Mr. Weiser Woozer, Mr. Woodhill, Mr. Beachhill, and Mr. Churchill. And all them other hills gonna get you straight. And if they can't get you straight, they know a cat that knows a cat will straighten you. But I'm gonna put a cat on you. Was the coolest, grooviest, swingingest, wailingest, strummingest, swingingest cat that ever stomped on this jumping green sphere. And they called this here cat the Nazz. He was a carpenter kitty. Now the Nazz was the kind of cat that come on so cool and so groovy and so with it that when he laid it down, boom, it stayed there. Naturally, all the rest of the cats said, man, look at that cat wail. He's wailing up a storm up there. Hey, I'm telling you, he's laying it right down. Get off my back, Jack. What's the matter with you? I'm trying to dig what the cat's putting down. They're pushing the Nazz to dig his miracle lick. And the Nazz says, cool, babies. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I ain't going to take 2, 4, 6, 8 of you cats. I'm going to take all 12 of you studs and straighten you all out at the same time. So you cats look like you're pretty hip. You say, you buddy with me. So, the Nazz and his buddies was goofing off down the boulevard one day, and they run into a little cat with a bent frame. So the Nazz look at this little cat with the bent frame, and he say, what's the matter with you, baby? Little cat with the bent frame, he say, my frame is bent, Nazz. Say, it's been bent from in front. So the Nazz look at the little cat with the bent frame, and he put the golden eyes of love on this here little kitty, and he looked right down into the window of the cat's little soul, and he say to the little cat, he say, straight, wrong, boom, unbent that little cat like an arrow. And everybody's jumping up and down saying, look what the Nazz put on that boy. You dug him before, said we dig him now. Everybody's talking about the Nazz. What a great cat he was. How he swung with the glory of love. How he straightened out the squares. How he stomped into the money-changing cart and kicked the short change all over the place and knocking the corners off the squares. How he put it down to the one cat, dug it, didn't it? Put it down twice, dug it, didn't it? Put it down a third time, dug it, boom! Walked away with his eyes bugging out in the air and bumping into everybody. And they're pulling on the Nazz's coattails. They want him to sign the autograph. They want him to do a gig here, do a gig there, play the radio, play the video. He can't make all that jazz. Like I explained to you, he's a carpenter kitty. He got his own lick. But when he know he should go and show and blow, and he can't go because he got too much strain on him, straightening out the squares, he sends a couple of these cats that he's hipping. So came a little 60-cent gig one day, and the Nazz was in a bind, and he put it on a couple of his boys. He said, boys, take care of that for me, would you? And they say, take it off your wig, Nazz, we'll cool it. And they started out to straighten it out for the Nazz. And they got about halfway to where they were going, and they came to a little old 20-cent pool of water, and they got right in the pool of water with the boat, and all of a sudden, blam! The lightning flashing and the thunder roaring and the boat is going up and down, and these poor cats figured every minute gonna be their last, and one cat look up, and here come the Nazz, cool as anyone you see, right across the water, stomping. And there was a little cat on board, I think his name was Jude. He said, hey Nazz, can I make it out there with you? And the Nazz say, make it, Jude. Old Jude went stomping off that boat, took 4 steps, dropped his whole cart, and the Nazz had to stash him back on board. So the Nazz say, what seemed to be troubling you boys? He say, you hitting on that SOS bell pretty hard. You're going to bend that bell, knocking on it like that. One of the cats say, what seems to be troubling you? Can't you see the storm's coming? And the lightning flashing and the thunder roaring? And the Nazz say, I told you to stay cool, didn't I, babies? For the people who don't know what it means to believe, to stay cool is to be. To have the sweet fragrance of serenity rock you away. So now everybody's talking about the Nazz. Oh, this beautiful swinging man. How he's setting the country on fire with great sparks of great love. Like a swinging, non-stop satellite going through all the lands and valleys and putting down the scene with such beauty and such power and such charm that there are now sparks 75 feet long shooting out of the grapevine. They got 5,000 of these little cats and kitties in the Nazz's hometown where the cat lived, looking to get straight. Well, he knows he can't straighten them here. It's too small a place to want to hang everybody up. So the Nazz backed away a little bit and looked at all these cats and kitties, and he said, "Come on, babies, let's cut out down the pike." And there went the Nazz. And these 5,000 cats and kitties are stomping up a storm. Behind them there's a great love river of joy. It's going like a great chain through these gorgeous cats and kitties as they're swinging along on the beat of the Nazz. And the birds are flying on one side and singing love songs to these cats and kitties, and there's a great jubilee of love. And the Nazz talking about how pretty the hour, how pretty the flower, how pretty you, how pretty me, how pretty the tree. Nazz had them pretty eyes. He wanted everyone to see with pretty eyes and see how pretty it was. And they're having such a glorious swinging time that before you know it, they were 42 miles out of town and ain't nobody got to Foyce biscuit. So the Nazz looked at them cats and kitties and he say, "You hungry, ain't you, babies?" And the cats say, "Yeah, Nazz." Say, "We was digging so hard on what you was putting down, we didn't prepare." Say, "We goofed." So the Nazz say, "Well, we got to take it easy here. We wouldn't want to go ahead and order up something you might not like, would we?" And they said, "Sweet double hipness, you put it down and we'll pick it up." And the Nazz step away a little bit and he put a glorious sound of love on. And he say, "Oh, sweet swinging flowers of the field." And they said, "Oh, great non-stop singular song to beauty." And he say, "Stomp upon the terra." And they did. He say, "Lift your miracle, the body." The body went up. He said, "Lift your arms." The arms went up. He said, "Higher." They went higher. He said, "Dig infinity." They dug it. And when they did, whap, there was a flash of thunder. And they looked in one hand was a great, big, stuffed, sweet, swinging, smoked fish. And in the other, a long-gone, crazy loaf of that southern, homemade, honey-tasting sweet bread. Why, these poor cats flipped. Nazz never did nothing simple. When he laid it, he laid it. When the saints shoo out there, go marching in, sweet Lord, let me hip you to something. When you make love, make it. Or some of you brothers and sisters, holdouts. Doesn't that give you the willies?
That's it.
Transition line.
That's it.
That's it.